Hi, and welcome to Cosmic Consciousness with Kassia. So today I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit more about something that came up in one of the readings that I did the other day that I think is really important right now. Our vibrations are rising. All right, we are in this 8-8 portal energy, but regardless of whether or not we're in a portal, this is something that's consistently happening, right? We are ascending. Our vibrations are rising. We are stepping more deeply into the truth of who we are and into our mission and our purpose here on Earth. But as we are doing this, there are other energies, other lower vibratory energies, who are taking any opportunity they can to infiltrate our energy fields, to leech off of our light and leech off of our energy. And so we need to be very cognizant right now about how we are maintaining our vibration, about the different energies that we are taking in and taking on a regular basis, and just really noticing and paying attention to where and how our vibration is being affected. And really, what's the word that I'm looking for here? Correcting that when we see that we are engaging in any type of behavior, engaging with any type of energy that is impacting our field, impacting our energy. We also want to be shielding our energy consistently throughout the day and absolutely at night before we go to bed. It's basically like a full-time job for us at this point, as far as maintaining our energy and our vibration goes. I mentioned in the reading the other day that I recently had a lower vibratory energy that attempted to attach itself to me in my dream time. And I've had a few nightmares here or there as well that felt pretty real and definitely felt sort of like psychic attacks. And I think that a lot of people that I know have been experiencing this in one form or another. And so we really want to be cognizant of this. We really want to be doing everything we can to ensure when our vibration is at a high enough level, when our psychic shield is strong, when we are protecting and maintaining our energy. These energies, they can't get a foothold, but they kind of wait around for any opportunity that they can get because they know what we're here to do, right? We're here to shift this planet. We're here to raise our consciousness and assist in the raising of the consciousness of the planet. Anybody who watches this channel, right, that's a part of what you're here to do. Okay, and there's a lot of energies that don't necessarily want that. So we have to be vigilant. And there's lots of different ways. So I'm going to talk about some of the different ways that we can maintain our vibration. I'm going to talk about some of the ways that we can shield our vibration and shield our energy as we move through our daily lives. And so the first thing that we really want to talk about is noticing our vibration in general, right? If we wake up in the morning, we take stock of where we're at energetically. We take a couple minutes to clear our energy. We can do something as simple as what people have coined the Jesus hands, right? Where we hold up our hands, we imagine that white light coming down through our bodies, cleansing us, clearing us. I like to do this in the shower in the mornings when I'm taking a shower. Just imagine that white light is coming through the water and cleansing and washing me off and clearing me. Any habit that we can set, any routine we can set in the mornings to really help reconnect us with ourselves. Any tiny little ritual that we can do is also a really great way to start the day and really anchor in that energy. Even setting our intentions for the day, even if they're as simple as today I intend to experience joy. Today I intend to flow with the changes that happen in my life, right? Today I intend to be fully present, to embrace everything that is. Like whatever those intentions are, and we can make those, of course, as elaborate as we want, but setting some sort of energetic intention for the day and setting that energetic container, that energetic space. And I apologize for the sniffles. I am still in the process of alchemizing a cold, and so it is what it is. Just bear with me if I am a little bit sniffly as I go through this. Right. But so doing that, setting that energetic container for the day before we go out into the world, making sure that our psychic shield is in place. And that can be whatever we want it to be. I like to set the intention with my guides, asking for their assistance with my psychic shield, setting that intention that it be permeable, allowing in only the highest vibrational energies that are most nourishing and appropriate for me at this time, and instantly transmuting and returning to God's light all else, right? You can play around with that. Some people like to do like a golden egg. Sometimes I like to do like an egg of violet fire. whatever it is. I mean, you can even, if you want to, go through and imagine bringing the white light down through each of your chakras, through all the different layers of your aura. You can absolutely get intricate like that if you want. The idea is just to do something that feels manageable. Like sometimes if it starts to feel like too much, we tend to not want to do it. So I'm not necessarily saying that all that is necessary. I mean, it would be great. But even just setting that intention and imagining that sort of shield around you. And that way you really, it helps to protect your field. It helps to protect your energy, and also keep you from not taking on other people's energies. And we still want to be cognizant about this as we're moving through our day, really noticing and paying attention. If we take stock of where we're at before we leave our house, then we begin to notice if our energy starts shifting, if we're out in the world, paying attention to why that is. Did something happen? Is there something going on in my own mind? Or does this feel like an outside energy coming in, right? Am I taking in other energies? We want to get really good at noticing what is ours and what is not. Because for a lot of us, we are very empathic. And so that means that a lot of times the energies and even the thoughts, it's not just the emotions, even the thoughts sometimes that we are having don't actually belong to us. So we want to take that moment when we start feeling that shift, when we start noticing our thoughts shifting, our energy shifting, our emotions shifting. Does this belong to me? And if it doesn't, clear it, transmute it. Even if it does, we can still clear it, we can still shift it, we can still transmute it. And continue moving on throughout our day. And that can be as simple as, like we said, just doing a quick clearing of our energy. Really, we're utilizing the whole cancel, clear, delete if we find our thoughts are going in these patterns that we don't like, and rerouting them consciously. And then doing whatever it takes to shift ourselves out of that energy and into a more beneficial energy, right? Noticing when we're going down that trajectory, when we're going down that track. And of course, at the end of the day, we want to clear our energy again. We want to set firm intentions before we go to sleep. I always call in my team before I go to sleep, almost always. Now always again after some of the experiences that I've had, right? And so I call them in, I ask them, I imagine this light starting out in the center of my heart and then expanding until it surrounds me, right? So I'm surrounded in this encasement of golden light, right? And I ask my guides to come in. I call in all of the different guides that I relate to. I call in my team. I call in a bunch of different energies in order to help hold that safe and sacred space. I ask them to guide my dream time. I ask them to reinforce all of my energetic protections, and I go to sleep that way so that I have that little bit of extra firepower, if you will, as I am sleeping. And I found that really, really helps a lot. We want to also just be paying attention to, because remember, our vibration is a culmination of a lot of different things. So we want to pay attention as we're going through our daily lives as well to what we are consuming on all levels of being. We want to pay attention to what we're putting into our bodies physically, as far as food, as far as water, what we're using on our bodies, what we're using in our bodies, all of those different things. We want to pay attention to the people that we're spending time around, how they're affecting our vibration, right? Are these people who are moving in a direction in their lives that we want to go? Are these people whose vibrations feel complementary to ours, right? Do we feel good around them? How do we notice we feel? Like if we're interacting with someone, how do I feel before, and how do I feel during, and how do I feel after? And so we really want to use that barometer, and we want to be really careful who we're spending our time around and who we're connecting our energy with. And every time that we spend time around someone, we want to disconnect our energy afterwards, right? We don't want to keep that energetic connection intact afterwards. We always want to be claiming sovereignty over our own energy and sort of releasing. Honestly, it's a great idea to do a quick clearing of ourselves every time, but that may not always be possible. We definitely want to pay attention to who we are having intimate relations with, because when you have intimate relations with someone, you take on their energy. All right. And so we want to be aware of this. We want to be cognizant of this. And we want to really factor that, have that be like the biggest factor in our decisions of who we have those intimate connections with. And we certainly don't want to be having intimate connections with multiple people. We really just don't. I mean, that's really fun. It can be. Some of us have really had some time to enjoy that in our lives, but the time for that has passed, honestly. At this point, like if we are wanting to be really responsible for our energy, it's a bit much, right? If we are having that intense merging and energetic connection with another human being, we don't want to be merging our energy to that level with multiple people, because we really want to be in a sovereign place with our energy. And so we absolutely need to be narrowing that down and focusing that energy and having like a clear intent when we are having those relations with whoever we may be choosing to share our energy with like that. And just really paying attention to where they're at, what's going on with them. And once again, how we feel before, how we feel during, how we feel after. We really want to be taking stock of these things because it's very, very important. We want to pay attention to what it is that we're listening to, what it is we're reading, what it is we're watching on TV, right? Because all of these things are having an effect on our vibration. All of the information, all of the stimuli that we are taking in. Honestly, at this point, it's a little bit bittersweet for me. I haven't done it yet, but I've been thinking a lot about the music I listen to too. I listen to a lot of the music I listen to is pretty positive, but I also understand that the musical scale was altered in order to promote disease. Right? And so the healing frequencies of music are not what most popular music is tuned at. So it's actually hurting our vibration. And so being very careful about the music we listen to. There's some music that I really love that I just haven't wanted to give up yet, even though I know that it is tuned to a frequency that probably isn't good for me. So that's one that I am particularly struggling with right now. But it's something to be cognizant of. Substances. If we are utilizing substances, we really want to look at that. What's the intent behind that? What is that possibly doing to our vibration? Is that helping us or is that hindering us? Substances all have a different vibratory level. And so we're entraining ourselves to that vibration when we utilize that substance. And there's a lot of different types of drugs. Alcohol is a major vibration killer. I hate to say it for people who enjoy having a drink, but it's a major vibration killer. And there are, of course, lots of other substances that are as well. And sometimes when we use those substances, they actually create holes in our aura, and they create these openings for these lower vibrational energies and entities to sort of attach. All right, so we want to be extremely cognizant of that. They lower our vibration and our energy so that other thought forms can attach too, right? So we're going to be much more vulnerable to the outside influences of other things. So we really want to be aware of that, and we really want to look at what is the reason behind whatever it is that we are utilizing? What is that doing for us? And is there another thing that we can do that's going to help us in the way that we feel that is helping us? Right? What is it that we need? What is the need that we are attempting to address with that? And what is a different way that we can address it? We want to make sure that we are taking in lots of water, that we are getting plenty of sunshine, right? We want to do the things that are fueling our vibration and making us feel good. We want to be connecting with nature. We want to be meditating ideally, right? Doing anything that brings us into that state of mindfulness, into that state of presence, because that's the golden ticket right there, is whatever brings us into a state of presence. We want to be in a constant state of presence and awareness. At least, I say constant, at least as much as possible, where we're noticing all of these shifts. We're noticing all of these changes. We're even noticing when our mood starts changing because of our own thoughts. Like, what are those thoughts that are then creating that mood, and really paying attention to any of those repetitive thoughts that are coming into our reality, those repetitive ways of thinking, and what it is, why it is. Can we put a finger on that, right? What is there that's ready to be shifted? So there's a lot. That's everything that's coming to mind for me right now as far as how we care for our vibration. doing the things that bring us joy, doing the things that bring us that sense of bliss, that bring us that sense of fulfillment, right? That is the best way to really work with our vibration in a positive way, to really raise our vibration, is to just follow that wherever it leads us, to follow that joy, to follow that bliss, to do creative things, right? To do things, to dance, to sing, to write, whatever it is, right? Creation comes in all different forms. Really, everything that we do is creative. And so I don't want to list a bunch of things, more traditional things, and leave out other things, because there are tons of ways that we can be creative. But that really opens up that energy of feeding our inner child, right? That energy of playfulness. That's a beautiful way to raise our vibration. Like we said, getting sunlight, getting sunshine, being out communing with nature, taking a walk, right? Doing something that physically gets our body moving is a great way to release energy, as well as put us into a better vibration. Getting a playlist together of music that does make us feel really good, right? Meditations that bring us into a state of centeredness. The people that we can be around that really help to lift our vibration, where we feel a noticeable difference after we interact with them, where we feel good, right? We want to keep, just as much as we want to keep that list and that awareness of what is negatively affecting our vibration so we can avoid it, we want to create a list of the things that positively impact our vibration, so that we can begin to do those things when we feel that shift or that slip in vibration happening. We also have a go-to of like, okay, so this is what's really helpful for me. This is what makes me feel good, right? And we can move toward those things, and we can do those things to help shift that and raise that back up. And this isn't to say that we should just try to be happy all the time and fake it until we make it, right? We want to be authentic. We want to be honest about what's coming up within us, right? Because there are emotions and things that come up within us to be healed, right? That want to be addressed, that want to be looked at. Like, we don't want to pretend that doesn't exist. But at the same time, we want to be able to really clearly know what is ours and what's not. And if it is ours, we want to understand it better. We want to put that time and that effort into understanding where that is coming from, right? Is that something that we're creating through our habitual thoughts and patterns? Or is that something that's coming to light because it's wanting to be healed, right? What is that teaching us? All of our emotions are a barometer, and they are a teacher. They show us when something is out of alignment. They show us when something is wanting to shift. They show us when something is not to our liking, right? They show up. And so it's like, what is this showing me? What is this teaching me? But of course, like we said, first and foremost, is this even mine? Because a lot of times for a lot of us, it's not. It simply does not belong to us. And our job is simply to transmute it. All right. I think that's all for right now on that topic. If anything else comes up, I'll either, excuse me guys, sorry, I'll either drop it in the comments, or we'll do another video. If you guys have any questions, please put those down in the comment box below. But this is so incredibly important right now, that we all do so much to care for our vibration, to protect and shield our energy, because we are growing, we are shifting so much. This is such a beautiful and powerful time, but those energies are always going to want to sort of worm their way in there and kind of usurp that process, or whatever the word is there. And so we want to be really careful that we're not allowing that to happen, that we're standing in our energetic sovereignty, right? As we learn about our energetic sovereignty and autonomy, we are, of course, going to be tested. We are going to have things and situations that come into our reality to sort of test our ability to hold our light. That's one of the things that we're learning how to do right now, is we're learning how to hold our light. We are learning how to maintain our vibration, even when there are outside energies that are seeking to affect that, right? And so this doesn't mean go out and put yourself in tons of circumstances where your energy is going to be sapped just to see if you can hold on to it. This just means like learning how to care for our energetic system, so that we can go into those situations when we need to, so that we can walk down the street without feeling like we're being bombarded by energies, right? So that we can feel strong and secure in our energetic field, in our energetic sovereignty, no matter what it is that we're doing. All right, I love you guys. I appreciate you, and I will talk to you soon.